The Nintendo Direct Mini received a pretty, well, mixed response. The biggest complaint seems to be that the Switch is getting choked with prior-gen ports. This is your big new console, don't you have anything new for us? I played these games 10 years ago. First of all, they announced some new games. They just got buried in the hullabaloo. But I get it. I understand the frustration. The fact of the matter is that most of the people who own a Switch didn't play these games. These releases are targeted to people who don't have another modern console or a PC that can handle a game as beefy as Skyrim. Or, as is the more common case with these ports, nobody bought a Wii U. The Wii U was doomed to fail. I distinctly remember when it was first revealed at E3 2011, the general reaction was one of confusion. The Wii was a runaway success, owing largely to its unprecedented install base with first-time gamers. A lot of these first-time gamers, though maybe not tuning in directly to E3, were looking at this console and being nothing short of puzzled. Is it a new thing? Will this upgrade my current thing? Can I buy it to supplement my old thing? I don't think I need to buy a new thing, I'm gonna stick with my old thing. The name certainly didn't help with the confusion. They may as well have called it the Wii 2, but then it would have been the Wii Knee in Japan, and it would have been this whole thing. I get that they were trying to go with an air of familiarity for those first-time gamers, but it ended up biting them in the end. That was the first problem. The second problem was one that Nintendo has been struggling with for a long time. Lack of third-party support. Sure, there were a handful of exclusives, and some multi-platform and remasters of older games running the gamut, but for the most part, the Wii U's biggest selling point was titles made by Nintendo itself, and even those were so sparse that it hardly made it worth it. The only Zelda games we got were 2 HD remasters and Breath of the Wild, which released simultaneously on launch day with the Switch. The only Star Fox game that we got was widely reviled, and the closest we got to a follow-up to the phenomenal Mario Galaxy series was Mario 3D World. Even Smash 4 was on the 3DS, and although inarguably an inferior version, way more people bought the 3DS version than the Wii U version, because more people owned a 3DS. At best, the Wii U's killer app was Mario Maker, but that just wasn't enough to make it a worthwhile purchase. The biggest problem was with the console itself. The gamepad was a fun gimmick, but at the end of the day it wasn't much more than that. This is part of why there was so little third-party support. Developers just didn't know what to do with it. The gamepad could have been an interesting add-on like the Wii Balance Board or the PlayStation Move, but having it be the central focus of the console was a critical misstep. Nobody bought the Wii U. They struggled to the point where Iwata didn't take a check for an extended amount of time. And it's not Nintendo's fault. They took a gamble on something weird, which has unequivocally worked for them in the past. But it's also burned them. It certainly wasn't a bad console, people just had no idea what to make of it. The Switch is a lesson in humility. Nintendo learned their lesson from the previous mistake, tweaked it, improved upon it, and made it something everyone is clamoring for. At best, the Wii U was a beta model for the Switch. 2018 is going to be a big year for the Switch, building off the momentum gained in 2017. The thing to remember is it's still early. The most recent Direct was just a mini Direct, and E3 is still on the horizon, and I think Nintendo is going to have the biggest showing there in years. Well, that's all the time that we have for this week, guys. So what did you think about the Wii U? What do you think about the Switch? What did you think about Nintendo's most recent announcements? I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys think about the Nintendo Labo. Leave any thoughts you've got down in the comments, or find me on social media, and we will see you guys next time. Until then, keep playing.